I am a hard-working woman from Soweto who ended up not believing that working hard helps at all. I was selling fruits and vegetables in a market area in Joburg. I was with other women and we all had our individual tables. For a long time, I wasn't happy because I could see that my table always had few customers each day. A lot of customers were buying from the other women's tables. I asked a woman that had become a close friend of mine how she was selling so much every day while my table was quiet. She said she could help me get more sales if I accepted her help. I jumped at the chance and she took me to a woman from Pimville that was a Sangoma or some form of ritualist. She gave me a black powder to put in my bath water and bath with it for 7 days. I had to go out of the house when I had to bath with it. I had to be outside the yard so that all the bad luck and misfortune that I was washing off will stay outside the house and not go inside with me. I had to also take these baths at 3 a.m. every morning. Then I was told to buy a new knife that had never been used that I had to take to the ritualist. She worked on it for a while, rubbing it with Muti and speaking over it. I couldn't hear what she was saying over it. She then instructed me to have a slaughtering of a lamb after 1 week. She said the ancestors were requesting for a blood sacrifice and that a lamb would be satisfactory for them. She said no other knife must be used to slaughter the lamb except the one she worked on that I had bought. I called some relatives. The cooking of many pots happened. We made the Zulu traditional beer called isiZulu, and the men slaughtered the lamb. All seemed to be going well until my 8-year-old son fell ill in the late afternoon. He cried of a headache and he became weak and feverish. He then complained of something stabbing his heart. My husband feared that it was a heart attack and rushed him to Bara Hospital with a relative's car. Unfortunately, before they got to the hospital, he passed on in the car. It was heartbreaking. He was our only son of only 8 years old. We proceeded to organize the funeral, and I couldn't go to sell on my table because of the funeral preparations. So a week later, after the lamb slaughtering, we buried him. I stayed in the house for another week just to go through a mourning period, but I had to go back to my fruit and veg table because we had no money in the house. After the lamb situation and the funeral, we were really struggling with my husband. I got up one Monday and went back to selling. I thanked the friends that had supported me and they welcomed me back warmly. It was business as usual, except it wasn't as usual. You see, my usual was making very little money per day, and this particular day was different. I was getting customers as I was still unpacking my stock. Once the first customer bought, it never stopped. I even ran out of a few things because being understocked had never been a problem before. I had to run and get new stock before my day ended. First day went well. I was thankful to my beloved friend who had helped me. I was now also making money like all the other women. Second day went even better. In fact, the whole week was absolutely beautiful, profit-wise. My husband was ecstatic and was glad that we obeyed the ancestors in their request for a lamb. On the following week, as I was enthusiastically finishing off my fruit and veg merchandising, I noticed that yes, people are buying as I had expected, but I noticed something else. A boy was standing in front of my table and he was using his hand to gesture like to call people and usher people to come to buy at my table. I was the only one who seemed to be able to see this boy though. I got up and went around to the front of my table to get a good look at what's going on, and to my surprise, it was my son, the one we had just buried a couple of weeks ago. I sweated. I muffled a scream. My heart was almost out of my mouth, and I ran to the friend that helped me. My son, my son, he's in front of the table telling people to come and buy. My friend looked at me with a smile, completely unfazed. She said he's doing his job. She also said, when I sacrificed the lamb, I was actually sacrificing my son so that he could bring me money. Tears fell down my eyes when I realized what I had done. I dropped everything and ran home to tell my husband. He was very angry with me and kicked me out of the house for killing our son. I have no place to stay even now. I have no friends, no family, and no money. I cannot bear the thought of buying a new knife just to kill my own son and having him bringing me money as a spirit. I want to encourage everyone to stay patient in life. These shortcuts that we take are not worth it. I enjoyed financial freedom for exactly 1 week before realizing the evil I had done. If you go to ritualists, sangomas, or whatever you call them, they do not reveal all the information and they won't tell you everything you're getting yourself into unless success is coming from God and God alone. Rejected. Thank you for reading my confession.